Wanted to show you some film on Manny Bowen, the linebacker transferring from Penn State to Utah. And we're going to see a ton of different looks here in this film review. He'll play inside, he'll play outside. They'll bring him on blitz, they'll throw him in zone coverage, they'll throw him in man coverage. This is against Ohio State 2017. A couple things about Manny. He was actually dismissed from the team in 2017. I think it was after this Ohio State game. He missed the final 3 games of the season, and it was him and a wide receiver. 2018, he didn't play. He wanted to get graduated, get his academics done, and then made the decision to come play for the University of Utah. And I know this. I believe that in Utah's system, he is going to get better and he is going to be very good. I see him every now and then make mistakes. Here, you're going to see him get a little bit lazy and just get a little bit too far upfield. See, it'd be really nice. He needs to stay at the depth of this quarterback in case of a boot. He gets a little bit deep. He could have stopped right in on this block and potentially provided some support there. It gets a little bit deep and is a little bit slow to come back at it. But you'll see Manny in this game against Ohio State was in on many plays, and you can see him around the pile. He actually caused a fumble in the first quarter of this game. And if you guys remember, this Ohio State game is the one where Saquon Barkley for Penn State returned that opening kick for a touchdown. I think that Penn State was 6-0, and Ohio State was like 6-1. No, Penn State was 7-0, and Ohio State was 6-1. So Manny's played in some really big games. Here's Manny just lined up here to the outside. And, I think he's a very physical, very athletic. I wouldn't say physical. I'd say he's very athletic. I'd like to see his physicality improve, but I do think Coach Swan can definitely do that for him. You see he's lined up right here. And like I mentioned, he'll stick his nose in on things. I'll show you a stunt here in just a minute where the D ends claps down or the D line claps down and he goes outside. But I want to see better pass rush from Manny Bowen. Right here, he should push pull, slap rip, but don't just get locked up and stall out. And again, I think that these are all things that we'll see improve in Coach Whittingham's system. Here they've moved Manny out to a slot look, actually in a man situation here, and he did a lot at Penn State. What I'm seeing is they worked him in zone, they worked him in slot, they worked him in man, they worked him in all kinds of situations from middle backer to outside into different coverages. So he's been asked to do a lot, and I think that he's had some very good coaching. And right here, you'll see he reads the run going backside, gets pulled in a little bit deep. Probably should be up here holding the anchor instead of getting bumped deep. He gets bumped by that D lineman right there and comes back deep, and then gets over to make the tackle. But I don't know, probably could have held that strong point at the edge. It seems like he got himself involved with a play action look on the backside and got himself out of position a little bit. I like this stunt blitz right here. And Utah's going to run a similar thing, I'm sure, with Manny. Here's Manny Bowen sitting here at middle linebacker. You're going to take your 2 defensive linemen and you're going to slam them down inside. This tackle's going to set wide and pick up Manny, but at least you'll get a feel for what he is like in a blitz or a stunt situation. They slam down. He comes off the edge. That tackle does a really good job of setting wide. That's a really good offensive tackle. I've been watching him through this game. And he's going to slam down hard on Manny. I actually think that Cole Swan, the new linebackers coach at the University of Utah, is going to do a better job of working pass rush with Manny in this situation. Instead of making contact and getting locked up with a big offensive tackle, maybe find some route, hard rip and dip inside. Looks like he probably has contain point here, so he's got to stay outside. And you'll see he actually spins back to the outside here. But I'd like to see a little bit better pass rush, maybe a hard step inside, slap outside. Be ready for this is what I'm asking, because he kind of makes contact, gets locked up, and actually gets held, but stalls out right there. But decent. I mean, it's decent. And I have seen him. This guy is a versatile linebacker. I've seen him actually roll out and go man coverage with a running back out of the backfield that ends up as the wideout, and he's covering deep routes. So I like his versatility. I'd like to see him just be a little bit more ready with a game plan on that pass rush when he comes in on that stunt blitz. Last cut I'll show you, Manny is actually responsible, almost looks for spy on Barrett, Ohio State quarterback here. And I'm just going to show you, see, he's just eyeing that quarterback. And when Barrett goes to take off, Manny's got himself a little bit far to the left, just outside the hash, or just inside the hash, I mean. And Barrett's going to try to beat him to the edge. And this shows you Manny's got pretty decent closing speed. You know, Barrett's a fast dude. He's a big dude. Could possibly break that tackle. And Bowen gets to him. It's, a nice 8-9 yard gain, but he gets to him. That just shows, I don't know, some closing speed off the edge, ability to spy. I did notice that the times that they took Manny Bowen out, I did see some defensive dip. In fact, they took Manny out, I don't know, maybe the beginning part of the second quarter of this game against Ohio State, and the guy filling in his position gave up a touchdown right in the middle. So Manny did better in coverage, and I think that he does a lot of things well. They sure use him all over the field defensively, and I know that Utah will do the same. I really like to watch him off ball. I'd like to see him be more aggressive. And again, I have a lot of faith in Cole Swan, the new linebackers coach for Utah that they brought from Weber State. There's Manny had dropped back in coverage, and he's coming up to make a play. That's Manny right there. He's definitely aggressive, likes to get involved in plays. He does make a lot of plays, but I want him to be more aggressive at the point of attack. He can do a lot of things better, and I actually think that Utah's system and coaching staff will get him better. But you see, he's a playmaker. He gets out to points.